Hello everybody and welcome back to a Fast Fact series. I'm Ted, your host, and for this Fast Fact, we're going to discuss Carthage and the Punic Wars. Well, we're not really going to delve deeply into the Punic War, but we are going to examine the city of Carthage. And Carthage is important in history because of what Rome became after the Punic Wars. And the Punic Wars, they're important in Roman history and really in world history because they were the closest Rome ever came to complete defeat. And the Punic War really set the stage for Roman imperial expansion throughout the Mediterranean. Carthage, like Rome, had been established, had established herself as the hegemonic power in Western North Africa. Just as the Romans had established themselves as the hegemonic power in Italy, the Carthaginians did not incorporate any of their subject peoples into their empire. They basically used them. The Carthaginians basically used the subject peoples of North Africa, Northwest Africa, as a source of imperial revenue, has a taxpayer base. Now, a major difference between the Romans and the Carthaginians was that the early Carthaginians began as merchants, while the early Romans began as farmers. Carthage would develop a vast and imposing merchant marine fleet that, in the at least in antiquity, it could double as a war fleet. They were both using triremes for the exact same purpose. Much the same way the Punic would use galleons to transport treasure, but also has warships, or at least ships capable of fighting off frigates. Now, the Carthaginians, that vast and imposing merchant marine fleet that the Carthaginians constructed, carried luxury goods and staple goods throughout the Mediterranean. Now, another difference between the Carthaginians and the Romans was that the Carthaginians did not maintain a standing army. The Romans maintained a standing army. They tapped into the manpower, to that vast well of manpower of Italy, and they were able to maintain a standing army and to field multiple armies at once. They trained army officers, the Carthaginians did, but they hired mercenaries to do the fighting for them. Their primary fighting arm was their navy. And the navy was needed to protect their commercial interests. Now, like Rome, Carthage was an oligarchic republic. It was a city that was an oligarchic republic with power residing within the hands of a few prominent families. And that will bring to an end our fast fact on Carthage. A lot more can be said about Carthage, to be sure, but the fast facts are designed to be short, quick facts about a given subject. Hit like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you thought about this fast fact. And as always, I'm Ted, and I'll see you guys next time for another fast fact.